Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is bigger and better than ever, and the sales are backing up just how high quality the game is, at least in this situation. And I want to talk about it because it's something that I've been discussing quite a bit now for a few months about how I felt that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was going to shatter sales records and break many people's expectations in terms of what it does overall with the sales. I had been tracking a number of different sources, from the COMG to Amazon worldwide to also local distribution sources that I have as well, and everything that I saw across the board was big sales, and even bigger sales, and not the typical, oh, it sold 2 million or 3 million within the first few days, or it sold 4 million or so, but even bigger than that. The fact that it could get close to the record holder in the first 3 days, which is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's 10 million sales. And yes, we've got some updated numbers here, guys, and I'll give you a little bit more of a prediction in what I see with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, since I did nail what this launch was going to be sales-wise. But before we get into that, guys, I do want to give you guys just a little bit of clarification on the giveaway that we're having. Now, I thought we were going to do a Nintendo Switch OLED giveaway, but that's not quite working out. But I do have an extra Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition. I bought two of them on accident. I bought one for myself, then I bought another one and I didn't know that I forgot to cancel it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it away on the channel. All you gotta do is subscribe, hit that like button, check out the link in the description, and vote on the latest poll, which will be up, and you will have a chance at winning this. We're gonna run this giveaway till about the end of May, June or so. I'll have it in the post. So if you want to win, once again, subscribe, like button, of course, comment down below, and check out the link in the description and vote in the most recent poll that will be up. Now let's go ahead and jump right back into this, because The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is now on another stratosphere when it comes to sales. And yes, salty posts are being posted quite a bit with these sales numbers. Although most people are very excited and happy about the sales numbers, there are some salty posts which we will get into maybe in a separate time. This is about talking about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and what this game is going to do and how it leads into the future. So let's talk about this. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has sold over 10 million units in the 3 days since it launched on May 12th, making it the fastest selling game in the history of the Legend of Zelda series, Nintendo announced. With over 4 million copies sold in the Americas, it is also the fastest selling Switch game and Nintendo game for any system in that territory. A total of 2.24 million units were sold in Japan. Now, there's been some confusion about this compared to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There was a post I put up on Twitter as well. Some people were saying, wait a minute, I didn't hear about it beating out Pokemon. So here's the deal, guys. Here in the Americas, it sold more than what Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sold in the Americas. However, in Japan, it seems like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or maybe even parts of Asia, did better with that game. But overall, it was the same. When it comes to these total sales numbers for the first 3 days, they both did 10 million units plus, with Nintendo having more of a surplus of those units with Tears of the Kingdom here in the Americas, where compared to with Pokemon, it was probably more slided over to Japan. So very good overall, and hopefully we're all clear there. So it equaled Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, here's what Nintendo has to say. Many players are returning to Hyrule with its all new mysteries and possibilities, and with record-breaking launch of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for Nintendo Switch, we can't wait to see what they'll create in the game and the stories they'll share next, said Nintendo of America Executive Vice President of Sales, Marketing and Communications Devin Pritchard in a press release. We're grateful for all of our fans who have shown their passion for The Legend of Zelda over the years, and these sales numbers for the latest installment continue to show the strong momentum for both the franchise and the Nintendo Switch this year. So The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a mega massive hit. It is at the top of the top when it comes to Nintendo titles. It's up there with Pokemon. It's up there with Animal Crossing. It's up there with Mario. This is a franchise that's been around for 30 plus years, but it really took this type of innovation and game busting mechanics to the point where you can just say, wow, every time you see somebody play something and see somebody do something a bit different, it creates a new experience. And I think that's what really drove people, along with a number of things that I talked about, which I discussed quite a bit in my sales videos for Tears of the Kingdom. Even when I went on the Spawncast, the podcast that I'm on the Spawn Wave channel, I seem to be almost the only one that was sitting there and saying, oh no, these sales are going to do better than The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nobody really felt that, but I think that selling about 30% of the total lifetime to date sales in the first 3 days on a system with 125 million units plus, and before the next system comes out and you know they're going to be selling it on that system too, that is an incredible start. And it looks like it's going to do it because Nintendo isn't going to give up on this game anytime soon. They're going to be selling this game for quite some time, just like Breath of the Wild picked up a lot of sales afterwards, and heck, still selling at this point. But Tears of the Kingdom, with the review scores, with the launch timing, with the type of game that it is, the creation that it gives you, instead of having it to where only crazy people that look up YouTube videos can make all sorts of stuff, they give you all of the tools itself for you to share. And as more people share and show off their creations and show how cool the game is, more people are going to pick it up. Once again, I stated this, Nintendo wasn't going for Elden Ring or wasn't going for Dark Souls, wasn't going for any other game. What they were going for was uniquely Breath of the Wild and Minecraft, and they wanted to mar that experience together to create something that's going to have an evergreen status like Minecraft has. Even if Nintendo makes a different Legend of Zelda in the next 5-6 years or whatever, it's probably not going to do everything that this game does from a creation standpoint. So Tears of the Kingdom will probably still be relevant 10 years from now or even longer. So to me, that's why Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is doing so well. Those reviews, the creation aspects, the social media, and of course the massive install base of the Nintendo Switch. It kind of all put things together, and we can't forget the fact that Nintendo did a masterful job with the previews, the marketing right before the launch of it, the Aonuma gameplay, all of this stuff with the intrigue and mystery piqued people's interest to the point where you just saw everybody saying all sorts of stuff. People couldn't stop talking about it, and then bam, right before it's about to launch, about a month or so beforehand, hit them with everything that you got when it comes to the previews, the gameplay, the new trailers, and everything, and hype just exploded through the roof as we were waiting 5+ years for this game. So it all makes sense to me that this game is doing incredible, and I cannot wait to see exactly how it ends up by the end of the year with its first true holiday season. Now let's go ahead and move into the next topic here. We've got some more Legend of Zelda stuff to go over, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has had a very rare occurrence here with the reviews. Now these reviews I don't think are counted in the actual Metacritic or OpenCritic, but it's from two publications that don't necessarily give out 10 out of 10s that easily, and that's Famitsu and Edge Magazine. Now both of these review sites have given out 10 out of 10s for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Famitsu gave it 4 straight 10s, and that's only the 28th game in the decades-long history of Famitsu that has received a 10 out of 10 or 40 out of 40 score. There's only been 27 other games, so that's pretty good to see in the weekly Famitsu that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was able to do that. Now also Edge Magazine, they're notoriously tough on their review scores, but I think that they're fair. If you read them, you might not necessarily agree with everything, but I think it's fair in terms of their exploration, and they're not going to use, oh, well, I don't like the marketing into the reason why this game gets a 6 out of 10 like some websites do for clout, right? So to me, I think that that 10 out of Edge to me is super impressive, and it goes to show you exactly how good The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is. It's every bit as good as I thought it was going to be. Even before the game came out to the reviews, I made videos talk about how this is going to ruin open world games for me, that this game is going to be the best open world game. A lot of people disagreed because the game hadn't came out yet, but I'm just telling you guys the way that this development was working, some of the stuff that I did know about in terms of stuff that I couldn't say publicly, and other little things really just catapulted this game. I knew that it was going to have incredible sales and incredible reviews, so good stuff there as well. Now we are going to shift gears just a little bit to the PlayStation Showcase that has been officially confirmed for May 24th at 1 p.m. PT, 4 p.m. ET, and you will be able to watch it on YouTube and Twitch. I personally will be live reacting to the show, so if you want to come here, hang out, watch the PlayStation Showcase with me on PlayerEssence, you are all welcome to do so. Now, this broadcast apparently will run for about an hour, a bit over an hour, according to Sony, and focus on PS5 and PSVR 2 games in development from their top studios around the world, including a glimpse at several new creations from PlayStation Studios, as well as spellbinding games from Sony Interactive Entertainment's third-party partners and indie creators. So it's going to have a mix of everything. It's going to have indies. It's going to have PSVR 2. It's going to have big third-party games. It's going to have big first-party games. Now, Sony doesn't do things like Nintendo, so if you're expecting all of these games to be dated, you know, this year and have stuff, a lot of these games are probably going to be next year, the year after, or maybe even longer, because the last PlayStation Showcase was 2 years ago or so, and I don't think everything from there is out at this point. I got to go back and look. But one big game that everyone's been asking for, and that's Metal Gear Solid. Now, Metal Gear Solid 3 has been the game that has been rumored to get a full-on remake. Now, chronologically, it's the first game, so if you're trying to introduce new fans, especially PS5 fans who maybe didn't grow up with Metal Gear or who didn't play Metal Gear into the series, Metal Gear Solid 3 would be a good place to start, and that's the rumored remake that we have been getting out there, that's been thrown out there. So if Metal Gear Solid 3, and it looks like it's going to be a timed exclusive or an exclusive for PS5, gets a reveal trailer for this event, that's going to be a big deal. So I want to be there to react to it. For those who don't know, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. I absolutely love the series. I've beaten so many of the games, especially the mainline series, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, beaten all of those. Don't like 5, but that's not the point. The point is the Metal Gear series is absolutely incredible. Its history is nuts, and the story is absolutely bonkers, but it's very good if you have somebody slowly explain it to you. No, there's other things about the story that are just really good. The cinematics are great, but the gameplay is the biggest and best thing about Metal Gear Solid games. It revolutionized, pretty much created the stealth genre and made it to where, yeah, you can have a stealth game and it can do well in the marketplace. So I'm very happy that this PlayStation Showcase has finally been announced, but I'm not expecting it to drop a bunch of games for us to play right away. Sony's big first-party games, Sony's big third-party games, they do take a lot more time to develop, a lot of graphics and stuff like that. So these games are going to take a bit, but I am expecting to see Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man is going to be a game that we're going to see some gameplay for. First real gameplay trailer for that game. It's coming out this year. There could be some more on Final Fantasy 16, which should be hype as well, or even Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 or Rebirth, however they're calling it. I think that would be cool, maybe, if they showed that, but that would be before Final Fantasy 16 comes out, so not sure if they're going to do this, but maybe they do some type of combos showing off the game. Mortal Kombat is also being revealed very soon here when it comes down to it, so maybe we see a bit more at the PlayStation Showcase. I'm sure there's going to be some other games that are coming out like Street Fighter or other titles that we do know about, so this could be a great showcase for everyone involved. I'm excited to see what Sony has. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these third-party games. Maybe we get the first look at like maybe a Mass Effect or that style of game. I mean, that would be really cool because we haven't heard anything from Mass Effect in a while now. So maybe Sony takes the opportunity to show it off from some of these spell-binding games, right, from third-party developers. So we will see. But I'm looking forward to probably the most Metal Gear. I think if Metal Gear is there, I'm a happy camper. Even if Metal Gear is not there, I don't care. It's still a show. It's still something to watch and hang out with the community. And it's the friends we make along the way, right, guys? Have you heard that before? So, all right. So what do you guys think about this when it comes down to everything that we discussed here? Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, also the PlayStation Showcase. That's going down as well. Also, once again, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, check out the link in the description, enter in for our Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition giveaway. Got an extra one giving that away. Vote in the poll, comment below, and you can have a chance. We will run that till the end of May. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you for the next video. Peace.